Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, in the last part, a number of events were happening. We had Deku, and we also had the Fantastic Four. Deku's life as Iron Man has collided with his personal life. He was exposed to pterogenesis whenever he was down by the docks in New York, and he was working on his Mark IV. Now, Deku became an Inhuman, and right now Reed Richards is trying to find out exactly what Deku is. However, we all know what he is. It has been yet revealed about the species. Right now the royal family and everybody inside the Inhuman city, they are trying to debate on what to do, what to say, and how to go about a few things. With this bomb covering the entire planet, anybody with latent genes will awaken something. They will awaken powers, and that will be helpful. Their species has been isolated for thousands of years, and this could not only expand their species, but allow new Inhumans to help them get accustomed to this day and age. And that's starting to say quite a bit. Now, Deku was learning a lot more about his technopathic powers. And while that was all happening, he also did learn something quite interesting. I mean, depending on how you look at it, a few things can happen. But Deku found out Sasha, the girlfriend he's been seeing, the girl who's on his level and a part of his life. Her last name is Hammer, and she's the granddaughter of Justin Hammer. So that isn't good. However, he doesn't know what's worse. The idea that she might be Detroit Steel or Titanium Man. I mean, Detroit Steel was an unhinged psycho who tried to rip him out of his armor with a chainsaw over minimal property damage. And then there's Titanium Man. Somebody who is dangerous yet effective, has skill and weapons know-how. I mean, Titanium Man definitely must work on his own stuff. Hammer is an intellectual, but if this is his granddaughter, she has to be one step beyond the man. And that's on Deku's mind. And Deku, after he was quote unquote rescued by the superheroes and brought into police custody, he was still going through a lot in his mind. They wanted to know where he was, and after Deku had a medical examination, doctors found him to be physically okay. And that was just one of the things going on. Now, Deku's life has been brought into the limelight a bit more. His parents, they want to reel him in and understand what the hell is going on. Number one, they didn't get any reports of him being at school. And number two, he wasn't at home. So, where the hell has he been? I mean, they've asked about if Izuku's been working on any projects, anything that could be reasons for why he's out so late at night. But the school, they don't report him being there. And, well, with this going on now and him going missing, that concerned his parents. A lot was being brought into perspective. And Deku, he didn't really know what to do or say. Because whenever he walked out of that police station, a bunch of people wanted to know more and more about what was happening. I mean, they wanted to know about Sasha Hammer, Hammer Industries, and if Deku, his apparent school absent, might be related to the guardsmen. And that, it does make Deku a bit more concerned. Deku's a gifted and intelligent mind. Most people from his school said that he told Justin Hammer quite plainly to his face he was not worth his time. But Deku clearly is doing something. He's involved with the man's granddaughter and has a relationship with her. And it's a lot more tricky. Especially because right now Deku, he doesn't get into his parents' car. It's gonna drive off. Now, Deku, he does sit there. And his mom and dad, the two are both worried and concerned. Because Deku, he's been going somewhere. And if that somewhere is involved in Hammer Industries, then they have to know. I mean, what exactly has he been doing with his time? But that question can wait till later. Because from what the Fantastic Four reported, he was being held for a few reasons. I mean, they found him working on something and being forced to. So that already does say quite a bit. The story is solid, but there is a problem. It leaves a lot open. And that is currently going through Deku's mind. And Deku, whenever he finally does get home, his parents let him have the day. But Deku, he does sit there in his room. Him going to actually lay there in bed as he's to look at his phone. Him bringing it up in front of his face. Him holding it up and going to look online. And currently Deku, he does see a lot happening. It's not very good. Right now him narrowing his eyes and going to move them. Him seeing a few things. There is speculation as to what this mist could be. But clearly, people don't understand what's been happening. And Deku, he finally does a stop on a page. Him seeing, huh? Now, it currently does get a show, well, Kamala Khan, who's dressed similarly to Captain Marvel. And that, that's a bit weird. That going through Deku's mind. And currently Deku, he does just get a pull up information. Him seeing a report about Ironheart and how exactly things have been for her. Now, Deku, he does just sit there and he thinks about going out to meet her. He thinks about going out to see what he can do. But after returning home, talking to his parents, he's gonna have to give them something. I mean, Deku turning his head. I'm gonna try and focus. Him closing his eyes, trying to actually find the network connecting to his dad's phone. And Deku, he does open his eyes. Him looking around and trying to focus. As currently has Sasha's phone, does it open in his pocket, and Deku, he does review the text. Him having the information go into his mind. And Deku, he just does sit there. And looking at a few things. And it's certainly something. Right. Okay, so he can check Mom's phone, but Dad's is pretty solid. Okay. Izuku, you need a cover story. You need something? Right. Maybe ask Pepper and get that set up, and it's a nice possibility. But I mean, really? Okay, come on, Izuku. Come on. Just focus. She'd want to help you. Okay? That's an idea. Deku looking down at his phone and going to try and think. I'm going to tell his phone one thing. Call Pepper Potts. And right now Deku, he doesn't see his phone being in the process of calling her. Right now him going to think. Him going to sit up as he has a turn. And stand. And Pepper, she's going to answer the phone. Hello? What is it? I'm sort of busy at the moment. Miss Potts, there's a lot happening. Yes, Izuku. I'm aware. I've been keeping up on the story. Though, have you figured anything out? I have superpowers. You've said that. Rita's made me quite aware of all this. But anyways, is there any particular reason why you're calling? I need help. With? A cover story, if possible. Now, Pepper, she does sit there a bit more annoyed. And currently she is going to talk to Deku about this. And Deku, yeah. While the two are talking, he does get a few messages from Sasha. She wants to see if he's okay. Talk to him and maybe meet up. Explain why she never told him her last name. Or, well, her real last name. And that it definitely is something else. But Deku, he's trying to figure out what to do. Right now he can ignore Sasha. But I mean, go out there and be Iron Man today, that's a bad idea. He just got back from being kidnapped from, oh God, what did they say again? It wasn't MODOK. They said some other guy kidnapped him. So, oh hey, Zuko Midoriya is back. Then hey, Iron Man's back. You know, a young genius kid who was kidnapped and missing for several days. That's funny. That was the same amount of time as Iron Man, wasn't it? Yeah. It wouldn't take a genius to put the two together. Or, well, I mean, he just did, but that's besides the point. Deku's just concerned. He's got to think this through. And Pepper, she does get a hang up. And Deku, he does just won't sit there. Him still a bit annoyed, turning his head and looking at his computer. As soon as I tell it to play a playlist he wants to listen to. And currently songs do start to play. And Deku, he does just gonna lay back down. And right now a lot, it is beginning to happen. The Inhumans decided to make their presence known. And they want the world to know they are here. Now, with that, Deku, he currently is laying in bed. Before their actions for Friday does going to inform him. Emergency alert. And Deku, he does his own setup. Her talking about the situation that's currently happening above New York City. And Deku, he has a turn walking outside. Him going to actually look outside and see the situation. This is not good. That right through his head. And Deku, he's just thinking. The day he does not have his bag with him. Come on, Izuku. Think what to do. Deku's just gonna turn. And currently, he's gonna run back inside, grabbing his phone, and trying to tell his parents a few things. As Inko and Asashi, the two, they don't want Deku to leave home. And this, it is a bit concerning. Deku just going to sit there. As the two try to talk to him. They want to know what the hell he's been doing. But Deku, he tries to tell them. He can't tell them this. He signed papers and, well, it's a whole thing. And Asashi and Inko, they're not happy about this. Yes, Deku is trying to keep this professional, but they don't even know what he's talking about. They don't know anything about what's happening. They don't know where he's been. They don't even know what he's doing. For all they know, he could be falling into some bad things. I mean, what has he been doing? That is a question they want answers to. And Deku, he can't really give those answers to him. Or her. And that's the main problem. Now, currently the TV, it does get turned on. It's giving a broadcast. As currently Medusa of the Inhumans is having her voice speak through the television. And she does try to inform the humans. Over the last several days, their species has been adamant about coming forward with information. And coming forward with a lot of things. They want the world to know. They want everybody to know right now. Deku going to turn and walk into the living room. Right now the woman going to speak. The image going to show a woman with long red hair. Her name is Medusa, and she is the queen of the Inhumans. Right now, standing with her is her husband, Black Bolt of the Inhumans. They have lived along their species quietly for a long time, and that has been the natural course of history. However, several days ago there was an attack on their city and a bomb went off, spreading Terrigen mist throughout the atmosphere. She would like to inform anybody who is affected by this mist. If they notice anything strange, peculiar about their bodies, if they feel different, if they know they were affected by that mist and altered in some sort of way, come forward and come to them. They are the Inhumans. What they have discovered is their true potential, their true gifts. They discovered the Inhuman gene that has been hidden within them for their whole lives, and it has finally been awakened through Terrigenesis. And Deku, he does just sit there, staring at the TV, alarmed. Inhuman. Terrigenesis? But Terrigenesis. Terrigen Mist. But that would mean whatever happened to him a few days ago. He's now. In Sasha, they do stand there watching the TV. And Deku, he's a turn. Him bolting out of the house and going to run. And currently Deku, he's just trying to think. Hasashi and Inko try to stop Izuku because he's acting irrational. And this is not how they expect their son to act. And Deku, he's just alarmed. Now my tongue's fine. Deku, he's concerned about whether or not any of this makes sense. He needs to think. He needs to go somewhere and calm down. And while Deku, he goes to the one place he does feel comfortable, the people around the world are hearing this. The Avengers want to meet with Medusa and Black Bolt, discover exactly why they're here. And Medusa, she does make things quite clear to the heroes about what happened. They are not here for war. They're just here to collect any of their members of their race who want to come to Adelaide. Adelaide is a place all of them can live. All of them can go to. It is a home for the Inhumans, and they will always be welcome there. Their species is quite adamant, however, that outsiders never be allowed inside this city. And that is made quite clear. And Deku, he eventually does get to the armory. And right now, his phone has been blowing up. Deku going to actually walk downstairs and inside. However, right now, Deku, here's a turn. Him telling his phone, turn off. It's going to do so. And Deku, he just does look around the room, thinking about what happened a few days ago. Him is going to walk over and sit down. And there currently is Friday, who does try to alert him. Heart rate has been skyrocketing, and he will need to calm down. And Deku does a turn. Him going to actually look directly at Friday, as right now Deku, he does try and talk to her AI. Talk to her code. And Deku, he finds something peculiar. When he interacts with her, he gets access to the entire network. And Deku, he currently has his pupils dilate. Him going to bring his hands up and grab at his head. Him actually a bit more in pain. And currently Deku is to look down and then look back around. Him just trying to gain focus. His head is throbbing and his mind is trying to make sense of everything. He knew he was something different, but I mean, Inhuman? Deku bring his hands up and just thinking. Inhuman. Inhuman. That's not good. Now, Deku, he does just gotta think about a lot that can happen. Now, Deku does get up off the ground. Him gonna look around and grab his backpack. Him gonna bring it up and over his back as he's to bring his hand down. Him pressing the button as he to suit up as Iron Man. And Deku, he does go to sit there. Him gonna stand there and trying to think. Him gonna regain his bearing as he does it a walkover. And look directly down at the consoles. Him gonna tell Friday. Analyze heartbeat and make sure he can be in acceptable parameters. And play a melody to help soothe his nerves. Friday gonna do so. And Deku, he just does sit there for a second. Him just trying to think. His parents are asking questions. He doesn't have answers, and he's trying to understand this whole Inhuman thing. Okay. If he pops back up now, it'll be obvious he's Iron Man. Give it a few days, maybe? No, he needs something. He needs to do something. That on his mind. And Deku, he did unveil his Mark III to people. I mean, most of the superheroes saw him and maybe... No. New paint isn't the right way to go. He needs something else. The Mark IV? Ironheart. He needs our help. But the armory? No. With proper access to her suit, he could leave her blind and bring her here. Get her to help him work on something? No, that's not the right idea. Meet up somewhere and... No, that doesn't work either. Okay. Just think, Asuku. What can you do to explain Iron Man's absence? That ran through Deku's mind. And Deku, he's a bit concerned. Currently, I'm going to get an alert from Friday that Sasha is calling his mobile phone. And Deku, he does look up. Him going to tell Friday. Answer phone. And Friday does going to do so. Shasha's voice going to come through. Hey, Zuko. Deku's heart going to somewhat fall back down into acceptable parameters, since he is beginning to actually calm down again. Hey, Sasha. It's been... Sorry, I've been dodging your calls. Are you okay? Yeah, no. Yes? No, I don't know. Listen, I've got a lot running through my mind. You do? Yes, I do. It's complicated, I'm sorry. Is it about me? No, it's not. Though, Sasha Hammer. Yeah. I'm sorry I lied to you. Sasha, you had your own reason for lying, okay? I'm not mad at you for that. You just didn't want... You didn't want people to think that you were him. Yes, actually. My grandfather has a bad name. And it's venomous to anyone it touches. I just didn't want it to hurt you. How it's messed me up. Sasha, you're not messed up. Listen, I get it. You've been through a lot being associated with him as a grandfather. I can only imagine some of the things that may have happened in your life. What could have happened to your parents and how much danger he's probably put you guys in. Yeah. Are you okay? What happened? I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. Currently her flying through the air. And Deku, he does talk about it. It's just been a little bit crazy for him. After everything that's happened, he's trying to explain something to his parents. And it hasn't been easy. What is it? I I can't tell you. Is it? No, sorry, Sasha. I just can't tell you. Okay, I'm sorry. No, I just I wish I could, but I can't. Okay. Is it bad? No, no. It's good news actually, but it's just it's very NDA. Yeah, NDA. Okay, fine. We don't have to talk about that. But I just wanted to ask how you were doing. I mean, you were with those guys for a while. I asked my grandfather if they can ask the guardsmen to track you down, but they found nothing. They tried to, well, do a lot of things to find you, but they couldn't actually find you. It was weird. Did they now? Yeah, yeah. Listen, can we meet? Talk? I just, I want to see you again and explain this to you in person, not over the phone. Okay? Sure. There's a lot I want to tell you. Okay, I understand. But how about how about tomorrow? Tomorrow does work. Now, Deku, he does just as gonna sit there. Him still standing there in the armor. And trying to think about what to do. And there currently is, with the monitor, it doesn't pop up. Deku gonna actually turn his head and stare at it. Seeing right now, data begin to flow directly through his eyes. As he doesn't feel his systems alert him. Right before any information is to pop up. An unknown number going to come through the screen. And Deku, he does go to decline it. However, the number, it does actually come back through again. And Deku, this time, he does have to pick it up. Him going to look up. Hello? Young man, you are quite the tricky person to call. You know that? Fury? Yeah. Listen. I'm gonna make this simple. Miss Potts asked me a few questions, and she asked me for a favor. So, I can do that. But at the same time, it's gonna be a bit of an issue. You understand? I I think I do. I'm still trying to get my head on straight. About what? About a few things. It's complicated. Young man, there are warships flying over New York right now. Do you think your life is complicated? Yeah, I do. Alrighty then. That was a stupid answer from a smart person. So exactly what's got you panicking? I... It's not that. You said Pepper called you? Deku trying to change the subject. And Fury, he does gotta continue. Yes, yes she did. In fact, she was wondering if S.H.I.E.L.D. could help cover something for him. Since it would be the perfect thing to explain away a lot. And Deku, he's a bit concerned. Now, Hisashi and Inko, they still try and call for Deku. They still try to call a cell phone and see if they can get anything from him. I mean, why did he run off? Why did he leave? Where did their son go? And Deku, their actions later, where a car does it pull up to the Midoriya household. Someone going to step out as they do go to knock on the door. Hisashi and Inko, they do go to open the door. And they're greeted by somebody who does get a flash a badge. Them expressing about how they like to talk to Mr. and Mrs. Midoriya about their son, Izuku. And the two, they're kind of confused. Now, the person, they do get to at least express a few things, talking about what they can and cannot say, and exactly what Izuku's role in a certain project is. Now, Sasha and Co., the two are kind of alarmed. However, the further this person does continue talking, the more it starts to make a bit of sense. There's someone's brought in to help on a classified project that could help the world. I mean, that's where he's been going every day? He's been going somewhere with S.H.I.E.L.D.? Now, the two, they want to know a lot more. They want to know why they were never consulted. And the person, they made things quite clear. Izuku believed that they would not need to be involved. Ultimately, he made a choice. And S.H.I.E.L.D., they were also a little desperate at the moment. And things, they were a matter of life and death. Izuku, he's been working with S.H.I.E.L.D. for some time, and his role was supposed to have been safe. However, now, that's a little bit more complicated. Clearly, somebody has eyes watching their son. And going forward, that's going to be a little bit more challenging. Now, with all that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.